We're about to see a repeat of 2017, guys, but more ridiculous in my opinion, and Brad Garlinghouse knows this. Look at Brad Garlinghouse. He's just relaxing, very excited, looks very happy, right? Enjoying his time off. We have got Brad Garlinghouse and David Booth out here funding Kansas football. Future is bright. Well, you look at that. I wonder why. Maybe the job is completed. Maybe the job is done, right? Not to mention, if you guys did not realize, Brad Garlinghouse doesn't only hold XRP, right? He actually, in reality, does hold Bitcoin. Ripple CEO reveals his take on being a maxi, admits to holding XRP and Bitcoin. Specifically, he disclosed owning not just XRP but Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other digital assets. Why do you believe that? Why do you guys think he holds more than just XRP? Right? Obviously to diversify a little bit, but in my opinion, he knows the entire market will go on a rampage. Bitcoin, $1 million is possible. XRP, $100 is possible. Ethereum, 50 to 100K is actually possible, right? Which is why he's probably relaxing. The job is literally done. There's nothing more to do, right? Eric Trump believes there is no question that Bitcoin hits $1 million. This is one of the Trump stating it. Now, you would wish to pray, even if you're an XRP maxi. You would wish to pray like I'm praying for Bitcoin to hit $1 million. Why? Why? Because the amount of liquidity that'll come into the crypto sphere, and then it'll trickle down to other coins, which will literally see coins 1,000xing overnight. Let's hope and pray this happens. Not just for Bitcoin's sake, but for the entire crypto market. And XRP will outperform Bitcoin and ETH. Remember.
But everything's happening at the right time, and the ease of being able to invest in it it's never been easier. And guys, that is going to open people's minds. That's going to put trillions of dollars into the asset. And so I think you go out a couple years.
Trillions of dollars into the asset. I'm guessing he's talking about Bitcoin here, right? It's never been easier to buy Bitcoin, right? It's literally the best time for them to lure as many people as possible.
There's no question that Bitcoin hits $1 million. There's no question in the world that we go over $1 million, and we're gonna have a hell of a ride.
Look at that, $1 million. I've heard CZ say this. Now I'm hearing Eric Trump say this. Like there's so many people that saying this. Is it actually possible? Is it actually possible? Now we don't have to read the fundamental side, okay? Let's go to the technical analysis. Is it actually possible for Bitcoin to hit $1 million? Let's go throughout time and check. Here are all my resistance and support lines. If Bitcoin were to go to $1 million by 2026, look at that. There are actually these resistance lines that do touch $1 million, guys. Now, is it possible? Right, a year from now, Bitcoin is trading at $1 million. There is a chance, though. Look at all the resistance. A chunk of resistance is like like $500,000. Okay, so I'm pretty sure it is possible. Another way we could check if it's truly possible is by going to the weekly charts on the USDT.dominance. If Bitcoin breaks this level on the weekly, okay, let's see. Let's check out the percentage here. If Bitcoin pumps another 30%, which is, what is it for Bitcoin? Another 30% pump for Bitcoin takes it to 150K. If Bitcoin can go above 150K, guess what's going to happen to the stablecoin chart, the USDT.dominance chart? You guys see all these liquidity, right, pockets that's left behind? Guess what's going to happen? Probably it will die. Right? It could be possible. What happens if Bitcoin reaches $1 million? Let's go down here. Is $1 million per Bitcoin possible? Not to mention, David Schwartz himself, once upon a time, mined Bitcoin, right? Like 250 Bitcoins, guys. And I'm pretty sure he still holds some Bitcoin here. right? Why are they holding Bitcoin? Not only Bragg House, because they're probably bullish on it. So is $1 million per Bitcoin a realistic target? Several key factors suggest that it is entirely possible, though achieving it will require a lot. Limited supply. Bitcoin's scarcity is one of its most compelling features. With a capped supply of 21 million coins, Bitcoin's value naturally increases as demand rises. The limited supply ensures that Bitcoin cannot be inflated like fiat currencies, making it a potential store of value similar to gold. Right? So if inflation goes rampant, let's say in the future, you know what that means. The money will be pouring into digital assets that are deflationary. Is Ethereum deflationary? I think it is, right? They changed the code. I'm pretty sure. Institutional investment. The influx of institutional investment is changing Bitcoin's market dynamics. As large financial institutions enter the market, Bitcoin's legitimacy is solidified, creating more demand and pushing prices higher. When we talk about institutions, well, by mid-2025, United States Bitcoin ETFs had amassed 14 billion in net inflows. Right? Imagine what's going to happen to XRP. You see, you guys understand why it's important for Bitcoin to go up? So XRP does too, but then it will outperform Bitcoin's ROI. Crypto adoption potential. Approximately 7% of the global population now owns cryptocurrency, only 7%, equating to over 500 million people. There's plenty of room for growth. Of course, right? This thing will probably like 5 times itself before the collapse appears, and in the span of a year, where they lure so many people in cryptos. Fear of missing out. If Bitcoin does go higher, that's gonna happen. Oh, look at that. Kathy Wood believes $1.5 million by 2030. Michael Saylor. Bitcoin will hit $1 million when Wall Street holds 10%. Robert Kiyosaki says $1 million by 2030. Right? Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation. But if Bitcoin goes there and it's a hedge against inflation, XRP is the same exact thing, but XRP has more utility. Right? So this is going to be ridiculous. We need a lot of money to pour in. Okay, a bunch of money. Global adoption, everyone needs to be lured in. We need full-blown regulatory clarity, right? Everyone loving Bitcoin and blockchain technology. But I'm pretty sure that's going to happen because if they want the system to collapse, they want as many people comfortable, right, with cryptos. So, yeah, I mean, is it a possibility here? Possibly. Tom Lee said the Bitcoin 4-year cycle is now dead and is easily going to $1 million. It's coming. They're all saying it.
If someone wanted to understand the use case for Bitcoin, and there's many, but they don't have a lot of conviction about something, to me, I could say easily it should supplant gold. And so I think Bitcoin should be, over $1 million over time. And
so that's a 10x from here. It's honestly not much, right? Is that like near gold's market cap? Yeah, it's that clear. And Bitcoin is like the idea that they have for Bitcoin is it's digital gold, right? But it's better than gold because gold doesn't have a max supply. You could find it possibly on Earth, right? And other planets, who knows? But Bitcoin does have a max supply. So they're going to be using these certain narratives and telling people to buy.
Then I kind of prescribing to the view that there's probably a chance that maybe the 4-year cycle is ending for Bitcoin because of the way.
I think that's false. I think when Bitcoin does keep on rising in 2026, people will say the 4-year cycle is dead. Because the 4-year cycle basically says each 4-year Bitcoin tops out, the bear market begins, and then it keeps rising back up again. The 4th year is the end of this year. But if Bitcoin were to keep rallying on until next year, people are going to be like, the 4-year cycle is dead. That's when they get hit from the left field, right? But at that point, Bitcoin's probably at a high price,
Institutional
and people will not sell.
institutional adoption of that thesis is taking place, and so you have institutional and essentially permanent holders of Bitcoin coming in. So it should be good. I mean, so I think Bitcoin should really build upon this 120 before the end of the year. So 200,000, maybe 250. If someone,
For sure, guys. I mean, I think it's a possibility if we just keep seeing more of these things happen from Eric Trump again. He suggests a mysterious country may have bought 200,000 Bitcoin worth $22 billion without telling anybody. Right? So this is right now a secret. This is fantastic. When that QE bomb arrives, right? When quantitative easing, when that money printing bomb arrives, guys, it's gonna happen. Imagine the Federal Reserve buying Bitcoin with unlimited money.
And so, guys, I see that all over the world, right? I spend a lot of time in just about every country, on just about every continent. I've got projects, and I talk to people, and honestly, the race toward cryptocurrency is electric right now. I mean, it is absolutely electric. I don't care if you're talking to the top leaders of various countries, where they're sitting there saying, in the winter, when it's not nearly as hot, I'm going to take all the energy supply from my major city, and I'm going to, dedicate it to Bitcoin mining. I really believe in that asset. Or, our country just bought, 200,000 Bitcoin, and we did so very quietly. We don't want anybody to know about it, but that's how much we believe in the asset. And so,
Wow. So that's crazy. Countries are buying, and they're trying to make it go under the radar. They don't want people to know that they're buying Bitcoin, right? So they're secretly scooping it up, guys. For what reason? You have to be extremely bullish for it, for you to even put $22 billion worth of dollars into Bitcoin. So this the trend is clear, guys. This thing is gonna probably keep mooning, right? The parabola is gonna get steeper and steeper and steeper throughout time. Okay, let's see what happens. This isn't financial advice, but I think it truly gets crazy. But anyways, that's all for me. See ya.